let's talk music. So double stops are a great way to enhance your playing, both solo and both backing up people or playing a duo with some other people. You can play double stop melodies behind their chords, and it'll really give a nice little orchestrated feel to their music. It's done all over the place. Check out any kind of genre of music. So in this video, we're going to learn double stops, what double stops are, how to make them, how they come about, and how to use them. Let's talk music. Hi, I'm Kenny Selcer. I want to talk to you today about double stops and what are double stops, how you can use them, and why they're so great. And with double stops, you can enhance your music playing, you can enhance your backing up playing, which is really important, and you can just make things more interesting for you and for the listener. So what are double stops? Double stops are two notes at once, like that. And so here's how you get double stops. Okay, so double stops. Let's say we're in the key of D. It'll be D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. So let's go up the scale here. Starting on that note, you get D all the way up. So double stops basically are taking a note and playing another note in the same scale together. And you can go up the scale like this. It sounds like this. Basically, you're playing a harmony, right? So here's a D. In this particular double stop, you're going below to the F sharp. So you're having D and F sharp together. One fell swoop. So the way I'm playing it, you can either play it together with a pick like this, and you're going to mute the string in the middle, mute that string, or you can play it like with this pick and this finger, like that. So go up the scale with both D, E. Let's go up three notes. This is beginning with D, E, and F sharp, and below that will be F sharp, G, A. So both of them are going up the scale or down the scale, but they're playing in the same scale. In this case, the D major scale. So you go. All right. So let's say you're playing a song with three chords: D, G, and A. D, G, and A. So let's say we're going up D. Really simple like that. So you go. That's a little bit simplified. That's not necessarily musical. You have to, put a little more interest, but that you can do that. So instead of doing, let's say somebody else is playing this, and you're doing this. All right. So you can do that. So play double stops, or you can just play if you're playing with someone else and they're playing full chords. You can just think about it as you're playing less. You're playing, so you don't play, so both of you are not playing this. You're playing up here. That's not really double stop there, even though it sort of is. You go. So you have a little more interest, a little more melodic interest, some things that are a little more movement. So sometimes you see a lot of people playing, there's not much movement going on. So they're just going. So you can vary it. You can have movement, you can have no movement, but you can play it like that. Also, you can obviously do lots of things with double stops as far as sevenths. A seventh chord, right? You get the seventh in there. So let's say you take two chord tones. Chord tones are notes in the chord. So here's the E, which is the 5th of the A7th, and here's the G, which is the flat 7 of the chord. They both go, so 7th, back to D, let's say. So you can do things like that. So all these in the key, still in the key of D, correspond to the chord. Actually, you're going up the scale. Chords, you're going up the chords. So D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, C diminished, and D. So you're basically playing chord tones with those double stops. So you can think of it that way also. So you can have movement. So if you're playing a lead, so just make it more interesting, more different kind of a movement, and so on. So that's what double stops are basically, and you can do it anywhere for any chord. You can just thin out your playing so you don't have to play all chords all the time, full chords I mean, especially if you're playing with someone else. Let them do that. If you're playing rock and roll, of course you can play both, you're both playing A, but you don't have to do that. You can go like a little. You can do stuff like that. You can just make it more interesting and a little more thinner, because you don't want necessarily all the chords, full chords all the time. And here's the E minor. Next chord, let's say go up to G, to A minor, back to E minor. So you're playing very thin, in a good sense, thin, so you don't just go bang the chords all the time. And you can just have orchestrated melodic lines backing up the song, or playing even by yourself. You know, you can do a little of everything, you know. You can just, and of course the possibilities you can get into. If you get into jazz, you can do, basically you're doing melodies with more than one note at a time, and this is sort of like the simplified, very simplified version of that. But it makes it really interesting. It could make it very interesting. Like here's a D, the D7th. Go. That's a D7th. G minor, that's a different kind of double stop, but it's still a double stop. In this case I have a G and D resolving to D, or D F sharp. That's the double stops are. Just pick the scale that you're going to play with, learn the double stops that way with the chords in that particular key, or you can just pick apart each chord, and you're doing A minor. Here's a double stop in A minor right there. You got E and C. So any chord has, you're able to play. Here's A minor, G7. To C. So you can do that kind of thing. That's about it. So if you like this video, check out my other videos. They're around. You can see links all over the place. Maybe down there, maybe up there you'll see. I think I have a link to the playlist. Subscribe to the channel, and thank you for listening, and go practice.